Can you hear me? How about now? There we go. There we go. All right, let's get this rolling. Let's shoot. All right, good evening. Welcome back to the Unplanned Adventure. I'm Ryan, your host, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff to go over tonight. Downloaded a whole bunch of fun stuff as far as got pictures from all over the state of Michigan and places that I've never even seen before, which is great. And then I've got some trail updates, and then some sad news, and then of course, as always, talk about clubs, Groomer app, and some other things. Uh, Speaking of which, some of these clubs were out there doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty awesome. As you can see, as soon as I get to it here, I'm not really sure why, but this thing tests me every single night. Every night that I try and do a broadcast, eventually I think I'm going to master it, and it just decides, hey, you know what? No, you're not. Um, but that's all right. Let's check out this trail cam real quick. Big shout out to Brian who runs this. He's had it out there for quite a while. If you can, go out there, like, subscribe, help him out. Put it on, let it sit for an hour. Same thing with mine. If you can, put my video on and walk away for an hour. Turn the voice off so you don't have to listen to me. But it would definitely help both of us out by doing so. Like I said, and sometimes I just turn this on, and it's just nice to just sit there and watch it. Watch the snowmobiles. I've been sitting here watching it for a while, and I've been watching snowmobiles just shoot by. I watched the Groomer go by last night. My buddy told me the Groomer went by at 6 a.m. this morning, which was so it got hit twice. I know last night was the Indian River Groomer because I recognized it. I don't know what Groomer went by this morning, um, but either way. Also, just a big thing. Last Sunday, I was at 100 subscribers. I'm at 356 right now, and climbing. I mean, it is just going faster and faster. Hopefully, I'll hit 500 sometime this week. Hopefully, and maybe 1,000 by January, and then be doing a couple of these up north. I've got a couple of people I've talked to that I will be doing some collaboration with. I'm really excited about, so I don't want to put that out yet until they confirm it. But that's what we got going on, and looking forward to it. Excited. Um, Let me fix something here so I can transition into some of the trail reports and some of the trail news or groomer or club news. Club news, but I'll get it out there. Let's see here. Let me focus for 1 second. I've got to fix something because it's doing its own little thing. It would help if I just clicked on the right thing here. Go into this real quick, and then I'll transition over to the first club I'm going to talk about is Petoskey. Petoskey put a bunch of stuff out there. They had their breakfast today, so if you had a chance, go out there, go to their breakfast. You know what? I didn't think about this part of it. The hotkey, I guarantee, has not been set. Like I said, bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to fix this real quick. I'll tell you the other thing that I'm going to probably do here soon is start another YouTube channel. I probably won't go live on there very often, but I'm going to make another YouTube channel on all the trials and tribulations of actually trying to do a podcast. Because let me tell you, it does not work the way the way they make it. Watch one of these guys. They're like, oh, just click this and do this, and everything works great, and it's awesome, and rainbows and sunshine. And whenever I'm doing it, it seems like right before I'm about to go live, something goes wrong, and I'm not really sure how else to look at it. But like I said, what you're looking at now is the Trail 7. Um, Plenty of snow's coming down. I think they had plenty of snowfall last night. The Groomer went through twice. Good stuff. Then what's up there now is Petoskey. Petoskey, they put the Groomer app. They take a live shot, or they take a shot of it after they get done, and This is what they groomed last night. All the green is what they groomed in the last 12 hours. Anything red has been over 24 hours. It looks like Indian River did the loop, but did not go do the Atlantic loop, which I know is pretty crazy. Um, that one can be pretty swampy this time of year, so it may not be good enough for them to keep going. And of course, trying to get it to switch from the different things here, and it is not gonna. It has decided it's not gonna do that for me. So let me transition back over here. Maybe you'll catch a snowmobile, and let me fix this again because it does not want to work. We're just gonna put it on automatic and let it go. All right, go to automatic and let it go. So a couple snowmobiles are shooting by there. I don't know if it's, but the Petoskey Club, they do a breakfast. This was a good shot of their breakfast. They do that every Sunday, or but check their website, make sure they're doing it that week. Some people drive, some people don't. And then you've got some other pictures of the Groomer app. Um, like I said, green is means they've done it the last 12 hours, and uh, yellow means 12 to 24 hours it has been done, and then red means it's been over 24 hours since it has been touched. And if it's purple, it means it hasn't been done at all. Um, then, of course, you got some good shots here of the groomer going through and you can just see that they did a really good job maintaining the trails, and they've had a lot of fresh snow. And even though the temps look like they're not promising here soon, that they might rise a little bit during the day, if they pack this down really good, it should hold, and then all it would need is just fresh snow right over top of it, and it'll be great. Like I said, yeah. Michigan Trail Report. They this guy here, Brian Bennett, went out, took some shots. Looks like really good snow, and it looks like they had a really good ride. All of the UP right now is just. I bet you could ride from one end to the other and not hit anything terrible. Uh, Even the Paradise area, Trail 45, the reports I've seen look like it's actually been taken care of, and is working pretty good now. So that's good news. And he was up at. Let me see if I actually. Yeah, these were taken up in, I believe it was called Iron River. So and I looked that up. That is way up there, way up to about as far north as you can get. And then Pine Stump. Got a picture from Pine Stump here. Um, the restaurant up there. They were making some ribs and everything. I wish I should have taken some pictures of that and put it on here, but it looked like it was really good stuff. But this is a picture that they had taken. Lots of fresh snow. Um, plenty of good riding up there. So you're hard pressed to find a place right now that isn't some good riding, and it's crazy because it's not even. I mean, we're at mid-December. I can't think of another time when you were out here riding in mid-December. Um, oh, look at that! My next one looks like it messed up. So let's fix that real quick before I switch over. And as always, when I'm trying to fix something, we'll just go back here and look at this trail cam and see how things are going while I fix this. I don't know why this did not fix itself or work when I was doing it. Well, I thought I was being slick and I copied a bunch of stuff, and I kept copying each one down and thought, oh man, this is great. I'm gonna be way ahead. Well, little did I know that every time I copied it, it just it copied it all right, and then it went ahead and um, kept the exact same thing from the last one, and then every time I changed it, it changed all of them that I copied. So it basically made more work for me. Um, Again, I thought I was way ahead, and come to find out, I was not even close. What are you doing here? What's going on? Uh-oh. Did I just lock up? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. All right. Well, hopefully it didn't do what I think it did, but I'm having everything seems to have just stopped for a second. So I'm not even sure. Let's see if you can even hear me. Let's see if you can hear me. Yep, you can hear me. But right now I'm stuck on this in my little program here. And one of the things I was going to talk about is the cost of trail permits. I believe it's 52. Yes, it is $52. Um, the trail permits are $52, and that goes from October until April, I believe. But either way, it covers you the entire snowmobile season. Don't forget don't forget to get it, because you don't want to get caught out there with the without your trail permit. We've been out there caught with, check your registration before you go out. Check your trail permit. Make sure that you're up to date, because you don't want to get stuck out there and get pulled over just for something as simple as that. I've been there. We went out with a group one time with a whole bunch of snowmobiles. We thought we were doing, we were doing pretty good, and we get out there and we had one snowmobile that was missing. The registration was out of date, and of course it kind of, I wouldn't say it ruined the whole thing, but there was a ticket to be paid, and that kind of sucked. But it happens, when you get a group like that. I think we even borrowed the snowmobile, so and the person that we borrowed from felt bad, but it's like, look, it's not your fault. There's not much we could do about it. It just happens. But it got taken care of, and we got back out there. Yeah, so I was going to show a couple more of these trails, but it's not letting me pull any of that stuff over. So I'll just tell you about it. Indian River, like I said, they went out, they covered everything, and based on the Groomer app that we saw, Petoskey looks like it was pretty good. And since I'm freezing up here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Groomer app and see if I can check out the surrounding area. Let's look at this map here. Yeah, like I said, it wouldn't be a good night if something didn't freeze up on me. All right. That's kind of weird. I just pulled up the app for myself, and it is not. Let me see what it's doing here, because initially it's showing nothing, so I'm a little concerned as to why it's doing that. And again, there we go. I'm back in business. It finally decided that it was going to let me finish what I was doing. So let me get this picture from Paradise here and get it out there for you. Yeah, that's crazy. It just decided it was going to lock up. And again, my other site will probably be something about all the problems of, if you decide to do this stuff, all the things that I've run into. So maybe, just maybe, you'll get yourself straight and not run into the same problems I have. All right, so here we go right here. We got a picture of Paradise. It was coming down pretty good. Good stuff. Yeah, that whole thing, that is, the whole area up there in the UP right now is just covered. It's just awesome. I wish I could get across here, because I'm seeing all these pictures of just places that are just amazing, and they have all these different places where it's just snow is just going over top the snowmobiles, and these people are out there. I've got one that I'm going to pull up here, hopefully, and show you pictures of it, and they're just in such deep snow. It looks amazing. And I've only had that. Well, we had that last year in Pelston. We went to Pelston, and the snow was just going over the top of our sleds as we're riding. It was awesome. It was a good time, and I can't imagine what it's like up there in the UP right now, where you can just go for miles and miles, and it's like that. It's just amazing. Fix this little thing here. Kalkaska, that's another place I've got some pictures of here in a second, and well, someday I will. As you can see, I'm trying to get all fancy, so I got oh, that's pine stump, or that's paradise again. That did not pull in the right picture. Well, that's because I'm on the. All right, so this one here is Key Kawina. I'm probably butchering that, so hopefully somebody, they'll correct me, or they'll get mad and say something. But this is this swamp bar. So if anybody knows where the swamp bar is, this is the conditions there. If the parking lot looks that good, I can only imagine what the rest of it looks like. Good stuff there. And let's see. Hopefully that's the right place, because I just tried to pull in this other one, and I have a feeling, and I was throwing all these together as fast as I could, because right before, maybe 15 minutes before we started, or before I started, everything went bad. So actually, this Kalkaska, this is probably in Kalkaska, the swamp bar. So I I had a few of these get messed up, but hey, you live and you learn. I'm having fun doing this. Um, don't forget, go out there. Here's some information. If you haven't got your trail permit, $52. Get your trail permit. Don't forget, check your registration, and hopefully everything goes okay. If you go to this website, which I didn't post the picture of it, and next time I do the information, I will, but it shows you exactly where the stickers need to be posted. And trust me, they are kind of, they're serious about that kind of stuff. Jordan Valley, this is pretty interesting. So let me transition back here 1 second. Let's go back to the whenever there's technical difficulties, let's go back to what works and what everybody wants to see, and that's more snow falling. Let's go back to that trail cam while I fix this. Go here. Every time I put the trail cam on, all of a sudden I jump up to 3, maybe 4 people, and then whenever I get back on there, it's gone. But that's all right. We'll keep working at this. Again, this is Brian. He does the trail cam for number 7, and go out there, check it out, subscribe, help him out, turn it on, let it sit for an hour. I'm trying to help him get monetized. I think we can do that. I think he can get there. I think he'll get there a heck of a lot faster than I will. Which whatever. It's not a competition for me. I just want to see somebody get it. I just want to hear what it's all about. I want to hear, how does this work? Are we going to actually see something? Are you kidding me? I keep clicking it, and then I'm doing something wrong, and then we'll just go boom. We'll go back here and transition to this. So this is pretty interesting. I was excited. I saw this on Jordan Valley, and whenever I tell people about how all of the issues that these groomers have, and things that are going on, they're all doing this volunteer work. And look at this. They are out here. They had to replace this entire track, and that's some heavy duty stuff there. And as it's not just the fact that they volunteered their time, but look, they're volunteering their own equipment. And I don't know if that's the Jordan Valley barn that they're doing the work in, But if not, then somebody had to, open up their space and let them come in there and do this work on a Sunday. So that's, good job. And then I'm sure Jordan Valley's back out there grooming as we speak. So but that's just gives you an idea. And I know it's going a little fast. I wish it wasn't, but you know, one of those things. And it's, but hopefully they're back out there and running around. As always, look at that. And the one thing that I thought was straight is messed up, but just having a good old time. It's just fun watching this stuff go on. So whenever we have technical difficulties, we run back to the groomer or the trail there. And that snow is just steady coming down. I've got some other cameras I'm hoping I can get on here and get them on here as well. Oh, I see what happened here. Okay. I spent a better part of my day trying to get all this stuff straight, and I fixed a bunch of stuff, and then this just happened. Again, I'm sitting here doing all this stuff and thought I was way ahead, and I was not. I wasn't ahead at all. Let's see here. Trying to add this stuff here with the. Let's go with that, and let's add. Bear with me for a second there, and just a couple people watching there. But let's go back to here. We'll grab this picture, and we'll go back to finished projects because I know there's pictures in there from the Groomer app. That was another thing I did all day long is I put all my pictures in places I thought it was the best option, and then realized nope, it was not the best option. Actually. Yeah, somewhere along the line, I have misplaced some of the Groomer app pictures. Oh, there they are. And let's slow this down a little bit because it is way too fast. All right. Like I said, bear with me there. We're watching the snow. All right, Groomer app or the Groomer Tracker app. Still seems like it's going a little fast. This is the stuff here. Oh, let's transition back here just a second. Let me fix something. Did something a little crazy there. All right, try that again. Groomer Tracker app. So this is the Groomer Tracker app. Please go out there, help these guys out. Subscribe to whatever groomer club that is local to wherever you're riding. Check it out. It will give you a nice layout of what's been done, what hasn't been done. There's several clubs that are part of that. I know just in our immediate area of Indian River, there's Petoskey, and Indian River is part of it. You go just across the bridge there, and you've got the I'm gonna mess it up, but I believe it's the Snow Chasers. Hopefully, Mike from Clark Motel will get me straight. But that whole area is part of it. They're actually. I went to one of the bars there, right there in Strong's Tavern, and one of the guys there was the one that told me all about it. So that's where I learned about the Groomer app. Downloaded it, and it told me, hey, you can go here. It shows green if they've done it in the last 12 hours. It shows yellow if they've done it 12 to 24 hours, and if it's red, it means, hey, go ahead and check it out at your own risk. And if it's purple, it means it hasn't been done at all, or they just don't have a tracker there. So I use this as my way of checking out the as far as grooming, and then as for my GPS, I use the BRP Go app. I use the BRP Go app because it hooks up to my snowmobile, and it's it's kind of nice. So, like I said, download that. Just as you saw just a minute ago when I showed the Jordan Valley, they were doing all that work on their groomer. That's the kind of stuff that they need help with. The state gives them a little bit of money, but not all. It only goes but so far. Every little bit helps. If you can donate in a local store, I know some of the stores in Indian River used to have donation bins out that you could put money into. But if you can donate that way, or if you can, this one here, you go on the Groomer app, you pay $9.99 for the group that you want to follow, and you get something out of it. You get the Groomer app. You get to see what's going on. You get to see where that little bit of money is going to. And if you want, you can actually click on them. You can go in the map there, and you can click on it, and you can tip them more if you want. So if you went to an area and they're doing an exceptional job, by all means. And then the other option you have is join those groups. Join the groups and help them out. You can join these groups. I know Indian River, the Indian River, or Inland Lake Snowmobile Club and the Indian River Grooming Club, they work hand in hand. Petoskey, they do their grooming inside the club. They both do the same thing, so that it just gives you an idea that if you want to go out there and help them out, you can join these clubs, and some of that money will go to them. Not to mention, $20, and you're joining a club, and you get to find out when the club rides are. You get to find out what else is going on. It still would be a good time. So why not do that? Maybe meet a few more people. I see things on my posts because I belong to a lot of different groups, and I see a lot of things on my posts that say, I'm out here looking for a rider. Hey, who wants to come up and ride with me? So there are people out there that, they have a snowmobile, but they just don't have anybody else to ride with. Especially, unfortunately, as we get older, some people start, not riding as much, or they move away from those areas up there, and they just decide that that's not for them. So, go out there and help them. I believe there was somebody last year. We were doing something. The Inland Lake Snowmobile Club was doing something, and the guy said the same thing. He said, yeah, I don't have anybody to ride with anymore, and it's it's kind of sad to hear, but it happens. And I think he went out. I can't remember if he joined or not, but I think he did, and he come out and he said, good time. But again, I see posts all the time in all these different groups of different individuals looking for riders, looking for people to go ride with, and it doesn't seem like some of them belong to any specific club. They're just on, in the Facebook groups, like the snowmobile groups. I have some different. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put them up here in just a second. Social media stuff, and it's get out there and ride together. Have some fun, meet some new people, help it grow. That's the other thing is, help this whole thing grow a little bit. If anybody sees any of this stuff and they want to mention, want me to mention their group or their club, send me something in the chat, and I will be more than happy to do that. I'll put it all out there, let them know who to get in contact and all of that, so we can, that way, your information's getting out there, their information's getting out there, and that's the only way any of this gets any better, or grows at all, because word of mouth or social media anymore is so much faster than everything else. And these clubs, they're only going to survive, especially the grooming clubs. They're only going to survive if people, join and help them out and do some stuff and have volunteers. Because that's the other thing is I also see plenty of these groups out here talking about how they're having trouble getting volunteers, or, hey, we couldn't get someone this night. I know, Inland Lakes or Indian River Snow or Grooming Club, these guys work full-time jobs. So they're out there doing this at night, out there grooming, and then all of a sudden, something happens, life happens, and then they just can't make it out there, and that doesn't get groomed that night. I'm actually waiting to see because somebody's supposed to be out grooming tonight, and I don't know. It's 8 o'clock ish, so I don't know if they've left yet. I don't even know if I can tell if they've left yet. Let's see. Let's see if the low jack. Let's see. Nope, he has not gone out. If he has, he went out without his phone, which is 10 times worse. Um, but he hasn't gone out yet, and he does Sunday nights. So we'll see. We'll see if he makes it out there. Um, who knows? He's probably taking a nap, and he's going to go out and groom at, you know, 10 o'clock at night, which means he won't be done till 3 in the morning. And I don't like that because then there's kind of wondering what he's doing, where he's at. Oh, sorry about that. I hope that wasn't too loud in your ear. Oh, let's transition back here. Let me fix something again. The good thing is now that I spent all this time messing around and on this live feed tonight, messing around with these little things here, they're all set up now, and I'm getting closer and closer just to having everything just set up. I like this. I went to this overlay. I was able to find this overlay, and I put this on here. And the reason it has jet skis, snowmobiles, four wheelers, and boats is because that's I'm going to keep this going all year. So right now, my big focus is the snowmobile season. But come spring, I'm going to be talking a lot more about four wheelers and everything else. And of course, as soon as it gets warm enough in my area, it'll get warm enough to start boating and jet skiing probably around mid-May. I know in the Indian River area, I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there that go and jump in that water, but it's not going to be me. Yeah, that stuff there is instant hypothermia that time of year. Matter of fact, when I get up there, usually around July or August, it's still a little cooler than I'm used to, because down here the water gets warmer faster. Plus, it's 110 degrees down here with the heat index of walking on the sun, and so it's nice. I like the whole transition, but I will be honest with you. If I could go up there full time and be in Michigan, I would be up there full time. I might leave a little bit in the squishy season when it's all kind of nasty and stuff, but for the most part, I would be up there as much as possible. Again, I've talked to a few different people, including Brian here that does this trail cam, and I'm hoping that I can we can work together and do some things, and maybe get out there, and maybe he'll come in here and talk about some things, and maybe we'll find some other people that do some cams up and down the trails. I'm really kind of surprised because he did this several years ago, and I'm really surprised that more people have not jumped on that and stuck a camera out there. I actually was thinking about the other day trying to figure out how I could get a camera somewhere, but yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. He put this camera out there, but it is actually a lot more than you can imagine as far as the kind of stuff he's doing. Just to give you an idea, different social media outlets. We have an Indian River snowmobiling, ATV, and water sports. That's a site that we run there. It's a group for It's the Indian River and surrounding areas. If you want to join that, I'll preview right away. It'll also, if you're looking for information about the Inland Lake Snowmobile Club, they have a web page, or they have a page. They have a page, Facebook page that you can go on there, join. It'll get you information. It'll get you in contact. I can help you get in contact with who you need to if you want to join that club. Again, you don't have to join that one, but please try and join one of them. Try and join a club somewhere, because they're always looking for help. They're always doing rides, and the more people we can get in there and more blood we can get in there, the better off we'll be. Or the better off the better off the sport will be. They also do Inland Lake Snowmobile Club. While it is the Snowmobile Club, they also do rides with ATVs and stuff in the spring and summer, and they're very active, very active. And then here's my page, the Unplanned Adventure. Please, if you can, go out there, like, follow. I post a lot of stuff, just like here on YouTube. Please, hit the little bell button. It'll tell you when I go live, and subscribe, and just try and support this as much as I can, or as much as you can, to help me out to grow and maybe get more information out there. Any local businesses in that area would like to come forward, and this can be anywhere. You can come forward, as far as here or anywhere. If you're watching this and you want to get some information out, let me know, and I will definitely get it out there, because I've got people watching from all over the place. Live stream has not been the strong suit, but a lot of these videos get hundreds of thousands of views after the fact. It's kind of crazy. So it's kind of awesome. But like I said, these are my social media. I am also on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, X, Instagram. Instagram is the only one that is a little bit different, because it's the Unplanned Adventure 98. It's the only one that I was not able to get. There's 98 other people or something that have it before me. But as far as TikTok is concerned, and X, it is the Unplanned Adventure. Like, follow, look for updates. I'll try and get as much information out there as possible, and I'll have some more information out here. As a matter of fact, before we go anywhere, I've got some information here I'm going to pass on. Hold on one second. I learned a new thing here I could do tonight, where I could actually save post to go back in there. Let me see if I can find it here, because that's the other fun part, is when it lets me do all this stuff, where did it go? I made a folder in here, and let's see. I put a folder in here, and I saved all of this stuff. I stopped for a second, because one of the Taquantaman Falls Snowmobile Association, he was out there doing his grooming, and apparently, I don't know. A groomer doesn't go very fast, but apparently whoever he was following was going even slower, and he was making a comment. But I was trying to find out where my where this folder is, that when I send this stuff, it says I can keep it. Oh, here we go, saved. And then I have a folder here. So let me shoot through here. I wish I could put all this on here. I don't know, maybe I can. Let's try. Let's see. Let's learn together. All right. Let's try this. All right, what I got to do here is duplicate. There's a couple different steps I have to go through when I do this kind of stuff. So I duplicate this, but I want to rename this. We'll name this Facebook post. Again, I don't know if this is going to work at all, but we're going to try it. And we got trail conditions, because if it works, I can post these things right in here. And let me do this. Let me remove this one. And then you don't have to get it just, I'll be able to post it right in here, and you'll be able to see it. So let's see, browser. I don't think this is going to work. We're going to try it anyway. The other issue is I know that it has worked in the past. You know what? It wants me to log in to Facebook here. It wants me to log in, but it won't let me log in. That's interesting. All right, so let's do something different here. Yeah, so I have to figure that out. I have to play with that a little bit and see if there's another way to do it. 'Cause I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. Now, if I wanted to do a local file, so I could copy all of them, but it is not gonna pull that in there. So what we'll do is this is what we'll do. We'll go back here and we'll do what's fun here and we'll watch the trail cam here. The cool thing, so if you can go out there and watch him, watch this trail cam. Don't watch it just through here. Um, every hour he gets, it heads towards his monetization, and I'm hoping he gets there. I'm hoping he gets there, soon. I believe he can. We Brian and I talked, and we were talking about some of that stuff, and I think he can get there. And then I'll just talk about some of this stuff. So Kalkaska County Sand and Snow. One of their members out there, Matt, he put on there that he rides thousands of miles all over Lower and Upper Peninsula. He's very critical of the trails. And this is the reason I put this on here, because this is another person. He's out here, taking his time, and he's out here looking at these trails, and then he's taking time to say, hey, this actually means something to me, and I want to pay attention to it. I want to make sure that it's all, working the way it's supposed to, or everything's getting taken care of the way it's supposed to. So he went out there and he said he cannot stress enough for the younger generations to get involved with the local clubs. He's heard all the common reasons as to why they can't get involved. It's a good old boys system. It won't work. The younger generations, you absolutely need to jump in and show initiative, blah, blah, blah. I live too far away. Again, I've heard that too. I assure you that I live further than most of you. I'm going to put that out there, and but you can still join a club. Join a club, have some fun. Do that kind of stuff, and just see how things go. See how see how things how they go, and you'll get information. That's the other thing, is you'll get information while you're not there. You'll get information. People will reach out to you, let you know what's going on, and again, the Indian Inland Lake Snowmobile Club they also do ATV rides and everything in the summertime. So it's not just the snowmobile club. You'll get to go do some other things and have fun. And these guys will, oh, here's the sled, and just little things like that will help out. I'm clicking around here because my page went away. I keep a page up here because the chat, I can't see anything in the chat. And then there was stuff that some people put on here the other day, and I could not see it until afterwards. But again, Matt here from Kalkaska, he's saying that he spent 4 hours today cutting, breaking, and trimming back and brushing, the brush that slaps the helmets, scratches sleds, and scratches our groomers. So, he's out there. He's trying to show you that he's got pride in this stuff, and he's out there doing it. He's out there taking care of things. So, and there's a lot of people out there that do this. So make sure that you support these clubs. And again, thanks Matt from Kalkaska for going out there and doing that. Berglund area groomers on 12/13. The reason I wanted it, I put on here, they were out there and they said it was blizzard-like conditions. So it was blizzard-like conditions that they were running into. But that's it's awesome. I had 2 posts from Berglund because one of them, and they're in the Gogabik area. The Gogabik area. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, hopefully nobody from that area can even hear me. But they had put some stuff out there, and the pictures of the trails were just amazing. Munising. This is the one I should have put this picture out here. I don't know if let me see if I kept this, because this is, and hopefully they're okay. This is Munising's visitor bureau, and it was just this was pretty cool. Oh, wait a minute, I did keep it, so I just forgot to put it in here. So let me do that real quick. Let's put that in here while we're watching and I was giving you trail updates, but let me go ahead and put that in here real quick. And these guys, they're in some deep snow. They've got these snowmobiles straight up in the air. It looks like a lot of fun. You know, hold on 1 second. Delete this. I guess the good thing is I am getting a little bit quicker at doing some of this stuff. It was just very discouraging to sit there all day knocking that stuff out, thinking I'm just gonna kill it tonight, and then have that happen. It's like, oh man, but that's all right. That's all right. That's so I'm not sure. Let's put this one up to 5,000. I'm trying to set when I put this stuff in here, I don't want the transition to be so fast on the slides that you can't see it, because I noticed a couple of those slides I was doing earlier, it was transitioning so fast that it was annoying. If you're just joining me, I'm pulling up. We're watching the trail cam here, but I was pulling stuff from all these different areas, and this is pretty cool here. Let's see if oh yeah, here it is. Let me fix it here. I gotta put it in the right size. There it is, and boom. So this was pretty cool. This guy's out here. He's got this snowmobile straight up in the air. So it looked like, and if you look at the snow, there's just a lot of powder there. Great conditions up in that area. And this is Munising. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I'm sure somebody will correct me. He said, "What a moron! He doesn't even know what he's talking about." Yeah, there was several pictures though, and these guys are, they're sitting in this stuff, and it just looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun. Like I said, they had that going on. Let's see here. Let's go down to North Country Snowmobile Club, UP's post. Big shout out to the Michigan DNR. They want to thank Ron Yensley, Carly Graff, and John Kadar for their sharing DNR Rangers, Kristen, blah, 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 with us the past 2 days. They were up there clearing the trails. And I didn't have these pictures here, but they are out there. They're trying to cut down all the stuff along the side there that hits the helmets and hits the snowmobiles. And so they're out there in the middle, out there right now doing a bunch of this stuff. And this club here, I believe, is on the edge, the most western edge of the state. Let's see here. Couple more. Taquantiman Area Snowmobile Association. That one's a little bit closer to Indian River. They had 7 to 8 inches of fresh snow, and that was reported about 5 hours ago. And so it says the best thing you do short of donations you can do for all the groomer buddies is, as soon as you spot us, find a spot. Oh, I say this every night. If you see a groomer coming, you see the lights coming, find a spot, pull over, let them go. They cannot get over for you. So, please, by all means, help them out. Help them out. And then I think that's it for, Paradise area snowmobilers. 10 degrees this morning. Mother Nature finally blessed us with good dumpings of snow. We have picked up a solid foot. So the whole, everything I've seen up there. Let's see, what does it say about Trail 45? After we see how it goes, we will hit the falls. Trail 45, hopefully we'll end of the week. So Trail 45 seems to be still an issue. So be careful out there. If you head up in that area, just be careful. Trail 45 and around Paradise all the way to Strong's is still a bad area. And I saw that Mike from Clark Motel, he had gone out a couple days ago and went out for another rescue. So I can't. And he said he's had a bunch of them this year. So and it's I mean we're in the middle of December, and he's been busy. And he has a pretty good setup up there at Clark Motel. He's doing really good things. So if you can, by all means, help them out. Anything they might need help with, if they take donations, help send it their way, because he's up there. Not only is he out there helping people on the trail, I saw his pictures of his shop and everything he put on Facebook, and they were out there. He was talking about how somebody broke down. They got the snowmobile in the shop there, and they went ahead and took care of them and got them back out there riding. So, he's definitely doing a lot of good things up there. Before I get off of here, let me see if there's anything crazy that might show up that's out here. And again, if you can, like, subscribe, go out here and help us out. Check out these different sites. Check out these different. I'm on YouTube. I'm on. Of course, I'm in YouTube because that's where you're watching me right now. But I'm on YouTube. I'm on and on YouTube, go out there and check out some other videos. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the little bell notification button. It'll let you know when I go live or I post a new video. Also, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram. Instagram is the Unplanned Adventure 98, and you can find me on X, and I think that's it. I think I've covered everything, but I keep finding out about all these new different little places to go for social media. Some of them I'm going to use, some of them I'm not. I'm just in the process of checking them out. I just don't. I don't think that I need to go that crazy. I think most of the people that are going to be watching this kind of stuff are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But by all means, please go out there, check it out. Let me know what else I could be doing, and hopefully, you know, hopefully I'll be up there, and maybe a few of you, if you want to go riding, hit me up. I should be up there in the next couple weeks, and when I get up there, I'd love to meet some more people and go on some big rides and do some stuff. Maybe somebody will have a place where that I have that I've never been, and I can go check it out, because I that's the kind of stuff I'd like to do. Again, find me on Facebook, Twitter. You can also check me out on the Inland Lakes Snowmobile and ATV and Water Sports. That's a group I started a couple years ago. I just made it public, so that group is now a public group. Anybody can find it. You can find it in there. You can join. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to see what the difference was, and I really haven't seen any big difference. When I made it, I think it is a public group now, and I have not seen any big difference as far as people finding it and saying anything and doing anything. I'll tell you what's very frustrating is when I go on here to do something and it just decides, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to help you out. Oh, you know what? I know what happened. Oh man, it is getting the weather out here is getting crazy. Let me check something out real quick. All right. I heard a loud bang. I want to make sure nothing flew over. Mm. Yeah, it's definitely windy here. I just heard something fly over there. I was trying to fix something real quick here because what a shocker. Something's not working right. But I fixed the wrong thing. That's what happened. Mm-mm-mm. It's all right. I'll get in here and name all this stuff, and it'll like I said, if if you can go out there and find us, Inland Lake Snowmobile Club. Oh, let's see if their snowmobile's going to go by here. One just shot by there. Oh, thought maybe his buddies were there. There was a group of them earlier that went by, and it was like 3 or 4 of them. They were right on top of each other, and yeah. Matter of fact, when I talked to Brian, who's on here, we talked about one of his videos, and I said, "Man, you're sitting on a I don't know if I told him this, but told the trail 7 cam guy. I said, you're sitting on a gold mine, man. You're going 24/7, and you got people watching." And I said, one of your videos went viral last year. I saw it everywhere. I saw it on a an Ohio dealership put it on their ad. So it was everywhere. And he said, yeah, there was a group called Viral Hog that bought that video or that footage and used it everywhere. So, and that's only a couple of the videos that I've seen that he posted. I'm sure if he went through all this footage, he'd find tons and tons of stuff. Matter of fact, I found the picture of myself when we went down there and stood there. The other not too long ago. Let's see if I can find that. But yeah, we were let's see. Let's try this. Yep. So I had I don't want to transition there yet. No. Like I said, every time there's technical difficulties, this isn't really technical difficulties, but whenever there's technical difficulties, we go watch the snow. And so we go, let's see, where's my picks for fun? All right, let's go out here and find. So we went down there one day and we were messing around, and we went to let's see, we went to, tell you I have a hard time with this. We went down there and took pictures at the camera, or the cam, Trail 7 cam, and we were down there waving at each other. And just like this, there is a delay. So we're standing there, and I think we even called some people and said, hey, we're standing down there, you see us? And they didn't answer the phone. I think we texted them, and then they finally did answered back, but there was such a delay, it wasn't happening while we were sitting down there. Oh, that's meeting Groomer files. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I sat here and did all this today and went through all these different pictures. Man, I got stuff flying against the door here. I know you guys see a banner, but behind me there's actually a garage door. So and it sounds like somebody's out there throwing stuff at me. It's great. We're probably getting hail on our cars and gonna be all dented up. Let's see. I need to label these things a little bit better. I sat here and went through so many pictures today. I found pictures I haven't seen in a long time. Some of them I didn't even know existed, as far as some of the pictures I found. and that's just, Yeah, and that's just some of them that I found. I thought I could just drop them in, but it ain't gonna happen. And so I'm looking right here. Like I said, I was trying to find the picture of when we went down to the Trail 7 cam and sat there for a while and watched ourselves. We tried to watch ourselves on there, and like it took a while. There is a delay, and just like when I'm doing this, if I'm watching myself when I'm doing this podcast, there's a delay. So I'm actually watching it on one monitor, the actual YouTube channel, and it when I first started doing this, it would mess me up because I would look at that and think, oh man, I froze. So I would keep doing, going back and forth or humming and hauling and hollering and stuff. And um, but now that I know that there is a big delay, I don't really pay attention to it as much. I'll tell you, let's see here. Wow, I don't know what the point of loading a picture and making it 10 times bigger than it needs to be for only for me to have to mess with it and manipulate it. Here's a picture of Whitefish Point. I don't know if you've ever been up there. Uh, yeah, it's you're looking at Canada right there. We rode up through there. You go, north of Paradise, quite a ways. Quite a ways. You ride clear up there, and then you're actually looking at Canada when you do that. You could ride out on the beach. Trying to think of. Now my dogs are going to come out here and start whining to me. Let me know. I don't know if you want to go out there, Bella. It's kind of nasty. Want to go out there in cold weather? Here's a picture of Hulbert. This is the first time I went up there. This is what we saw. We were riding, and we we dropped the snowmobiles or we dropped the trailer in Trout Lake, and we started riding, and we just kept going, and we were just riding around, and uh, we come up through the woods, and there's just deer everywhere. Like, all right, what's this? And so we're checking it out, and we see the happy hour bar. We decided to pull in there, and um, then we went around the corner, and we decided we'd spend the night. We figured we'd spend the night here, and um, just see how see what else we could find there. And we went to the Snowshoe Inn. That was and again, that was just something we just pulled up to, and it was there. We're like, oh, hey, check that out. We'll go over and ask them, what they have available. And but that was a fun little trip and a fun little place that we just didn't even know existed or even look for and or even pay attention to. And here we are. I think we've been there. I think we've been back twice. And they have they have uh, they have nice little cottages, and that's what we rented the first time. But then they also have these two houses for bigger groups. So if you have a bigger group, they have these two houses, and the rooms that they have upstairs are um, the rooms they have upstairs are really really nice big rooms with a bunch of beds. Let's see here. I was trying to see what else I could find. I was looking for these, but it's not big enough for me to. I was trying to see what else I had here as far as hmm. Here, let's pull this picture up here because I have a feeling we're going to see this year. This was the I I thought this was the ice bridge, but I don't think this is the ice bridge picture. It might be though. I can't remember. That doesn't look right. It doesn't look like the Mackinac Island side, and it definitely is not the St. Ignace side. Um, Trying to think of what else we went to, what other beach we might have gone to for that to pop up. I'm just kind of messing around at this point. I'm kind of looking at some of these different pictures and checking stuff out. Again, if you can, find me on Facebook, Instagram. This was, let's see why that did that. TikTok, the Unplanned Adventure. Facebook page. You can go to the Facebook group, which is Indian River Snowmobile ATV and Water Sports. I don't know why that seems to be always a. Let's see, 3-1. Let's go in here and look at these pictures. Yeah, I found some pictures today of the Hulbert, one of the Hulbert houses that we stayed in. Okay, yep. So Dale's saying that's from the island. So I was trying to remember where what. Yeah, I saw it earlier and I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. I wasn't planning on going through these pictures, but I figured why not. Let's see here. I think this is the groomer. What is this? I don't know why this thing has to. Every picture I download has to be 10 times bigger than it needs to be. Well, maybe Dale can help me with this picture. I don't know what. Oh, you know what? That's when the groomer got stuck. Just what I was telling. Whenever I tell you guys, hey, whenever the groomer's coming, please move over, let them go. Um, well, this night the groomer was sitting there. The groomer he was new to doing this, and he pulled over to let a group go by in a narrow section of Indian River Trail, and he got off, and that back into that groomer slid, and we were out there half the night. Mitch from that works at Burt Lake Marina, he actually had to come out there and help finish it off. We could not, we weren't getting anywhere, and he had to help him, work that thing out of there, and he finally did it. Yeah, I was trying to remember what that picture was. I didn't even realize I see again. These are pictures I didn't even know I had because I don't remember even taking that picture. Yeah, that's I wish these would show up a little bit bigger for me so I could figure this out and figure out what I'm looking at here. see. Huh. Oh, it wasn't even showing me all the pictures. That's why I kept rotating through. And I've got to figure out why some of these won't allow me to. Here's another one from when we went up to around Paradise and rode all those trails. It was one of the breast cancer awareness trees. There's so we thought I thought when we first saw these, I thought there was only one of them, but apparently there's several of these trees, at least in the UP area. All right, I'm gonna find one more picture here, and let's see what's out here. I don't know what I just did. I picked one, and then it decided, no, you're not. Snow's coming down pretty good. Here's a group of us. This is probably been a couple years ago because this is when we were still riding it. Kim and I were still riding the 2-up all the time. Now I got an 850. I ain't running that 2-up. This is right before. This is when we were still in Indian River. We hadn't left yet. As you can see, plenty of snow was coming down that day, and we were fueling up and getting ready to go. Who knows what happened after that? Probably took us off a trail and got us stuck somewhere. And I said one more, but there's another one here. I might do this. I'll be back on here again tomorrow night, 7:30, same time, 7:30 Eastern time. I'll have some more trail reports. I'll have some, hopefully we'll look at the weather, see what the weather updates are like, doing all that stuff. And there was one picture I want to look at here. IMG 308. So I started naming some of this stuff, but then, like I said, I found pictures that I didn't even know I had anymore. And when I started finding these pictures, then I'm sitting there just looking at those and doing that. This picture every single year comes up because this is the same place we go every year. It's on the Indian River to Wolverine to the Perry Road trail when you're going down through there. And we were shooting down through there, and we always stop at this same spot, hang out there. There's as you can see in the background, if you can make it out, if you look to the right there, you'll see it looks like a guardrail. Well, that's where the water's coming through, and we always kind of hang out there for a little bit. Nice little place to stop. Let's see. I think Dale just sent me some pictures here. Let's see what he sent. Oh, he sent a bunch of the ice bridge pictures. I need to get all those together. I have a feeling the way things are looking, we're going to have a chance to to do the ice bridge this year. I mean, there is there's a guy. I'm hoping to talk to him some more. He does his. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This guy was pretty interesting. I just come across him like maybe 20 minutes before I started, and I almost messed up because I really got into listening to what he had to say, and it's. Let me see if I can find it here. Outdoor. Let's see here. Man, trying to remember his name, but he's out there. He was testing the ice and he was showing. So one of the things that I forgot to cover is so they had two guys go out onto a lake. Unfortunately, they did not come back. They found them. They found a helmet on the side of the bank. So something must have happened, and my guess is one of them probably something happened, and then one of them went back to look for the other guy, and unfortunately they didn't make it. The two of them. So it's unfortunate. I saw that about 20 minutes, but wasn't trying to end on a down note. So I'm going to keep going here, but let's see here. Yeah, I saw that too, and like I said, there was another guy that I was watching him right before I come on, and he was talking about he goes around and tests the waters. Oh, here he is, Michigan Outdoor Report or Outdoors Report. So if you can check him out, I would put it on here, but I can't. Like I said, check him out. He's talking about the different areas and the ice, and he was actually going out and testing the ice, and he drilled a hole, and he said about, I think he was on Burt Lake. Matter of fact, I think he said he was on Burt Lake. Let's see if I can find that video here. You know, if he did say he was on Burt Lake, it's not on here right now. Yeah, I sent him a message because I'd like to get up with him and have him come on here, or vice versa, and just kind of kind of get his take on what's going on, and the ice situations and stuff like that. um yeah, like I said, I could have swore he did a video and he was talking about Burt Lake, but it could have just come up because I was putting all this stuff on there. And I have to learn what he's talking about here. He's got zone 1 ice intel, and he's got Kalamazoo, which I can't imagine down there. They've got very much the ice is definitely, and then he's got zone 2 is, yeah. So my guess is trying to see if I see here, since he's putting all this on here. Where do we fall in? Where does Indian River fall in? I don't see it. All right. Well, here's Kalkaska, Sheboygan, and Montgomery, Charlevoix, and stuff like that. That's Zone 5, but I don't see Tuscarora Township. Oh, here he is, right here. He's talking about Burt Lake. I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Here in Michigan Outdoors Report, Sheboygan County. I'm out here on Burt Lake right now. We're doing a new series of ice checks throughout the state. So I'm just going out checking some lakes around here. This will be in Robert's report. But I just want to bring awareness to that. We're going to drop some posts later on today for you guys to share your ice reports. And the whole point of this is it's a matter of life and death. And unfortunately, here in the state of Michigan, we've already lost 2 people this ice season. So first ice is definitely the most dangerous, and you need to take extreme caution. So it's about pretty sure, you know, what you're seeing in your neck of the state, we're going to have.
All right, I had to stop that because I have no idea where that music's coming from, so I'm gonna turn it back down. I have no idea where that music is coming from. It's not his video. Wherever that music is coming from, it's I must have something open and it's playing in the background. But check him out, Michigan Outdoors Report. Check him out. He was on Burt Lake. Burt Lake. I think it was today. Yeah, 8 hours ago. He was on Burt Lake. So that's it's kind of exciting for me. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping to meet him. And he's out there doing some stuff, and he saw that where somebody had been out on the lake already, and I know somebody up there. They told me how they check the ice is he gets on a snowmobile and just hauls it across Burt Lake and doesn't stop. I don't know how you check the ice that way, but that's what he told me. But yeah, he was out there. He said it was only like 3 to 4 inches wherever he was at. And I'm trying to look at the location. It kind of looks like he's on the I don't know. It looks like he's on the north end of Burt Lake as far as actually, I'm sorry, that wouldn't be the north end. That'd be the south end of Burt Lake. It looks like he's on the further end, closer to the Crooked River. But I could be off a little bit. It's hard to tell from his video shot. But somebody check it out. He's on Michigan Outdoors Report. Check him out and let me know. Maybe you can better look at where he's at and how things are. So I'll even put that. Let me put that in here. Michigan Outdoors Report. Yep, check him out. And again, I went a little bit longer tonight. I was just kind of messing around, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Let's look at this. Let me look at this one more time. If you can, go out there. Brian runs the Trail 7. Go out there, subscribe to his channel on YouTube. And oh, look, 2 snowmobiles about to shoot by. See, that's the beauty of the delay there. I can tell you when. Oh, there they go. So probably a couple seconds. But the go out and like and subscribe, help him out. This thing runs on a 24-hour loop, so I can't imagine he last time he checked, he was at 900 hours towards monetization. I think he's going to hit that. And hopefully, like I said, I'm hoping to get him to come out here and talk about some of the stuff and what he's probably seen on that camera. Yeah. Hopefully nothing crazy, but I know he's seen plenty of snowmobile wrecks and just people doing crazy stuff. He's probably got some videos of somebody going by there so fast that you hardly even see him. That's pretty cool. Other than that, I've been out here almost an hour and a half, and so I'm gonna start wrapping things up. If you can, again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hit the little bell for notifications. You'll get notified when I'm online. And please, by all means, help support this page or this YouTube channel so it can grow. I will put some stuff out there. I'll be back on here 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll have some more trail reports. I'll put out some more information. And if there's a trail report I didn't cover, because I covered Petoskey, I've covered plenty of them. One of them, the Trailblazers up in Sheboygan there. It looks like their Facebook page has been defunct for quite a few years. So if there's another one, if somebody could send me that link, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm going to keep trying to look for it. I'm going to try and look for more clubs that are in our local area. And if you're not in a club and there's nobody you can put a shout out to, please join one. And if you want, get in contact with me, and I'll help you get in touch with whatever club you want to try to get in touch with. Other than that, this has been the Unplanned Adventure. My name is Ryan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.